Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students of grade 10, welcome to your chemistry class. Today the topic is salts. In Urdu it is called namkiyat, namak. This topic is given or mentioned in chapter number 10, acids, bases and salts, on pages 38 and 39. So first we are going to define salts. Salts are the basically ionic compounds formed by the neutralization of acids with a base. Salt ऐसे ionic compounds होते हैं जो कि एसिड की बेस के साथ न्यूट्रलाइजेशन रिएक्शन के नतीजे में बनते हैं. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड एक एसिड है. When it reacts with a base like sodium hydroxide, जब ये एक बेस सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड के साथ रिएक्ट करता है, so this type of reaction in which acid reacts with base is called neutralization reaction. So during neutralization reaction the resulting products are salts, and in case of this the salt which is formed is called NaCl, sodium chloride, and water is also formed, water H2O. So this reaction in front of you is called neutralization reaction. So why we are calling salts the ionic compounds? Salts को ionic compounds क्यों कहा जाता है? क्योंकि salts को अगर हम देखें यहाँ पर NaCl को, तो Na contains the positive charge while the chloride contains the negative one. So anionic compounds or anionic compound is that one which contain the positive or the negative ion, that is the cation as well as anion on them. So these compounds are given the name ionic compounds. And a salt gets its name from the name of the metal and the acid. So where this metal comes from? The metal comes from, that is this metal sodium. Sodium is a metal, comes from base as well, and the acid name. Acid means hydrochloric acid. So if the name of acid is hydrochloric acid, then what will be the expected name of the salt? It will be sodium chloride. So finally we can say that a salt gets its name from the names of the metal, from the base and the acid as well. Another heading is formation of salts. How salts are formed? Salts are basically made up of positive ions, cation, and the negative ions called anions. For example, once again I am writing the same equation on neutralization reaction, HCl plus NaOH, in which HCl is an acid and NaOH is a base, and the resulting product are sodium chloride along with water. So in this case you can observe that sodium chloride is a salt which is made up of positive ion. Which is positive ion here? Sodium. Sodium is a positive ion having positive charge on it, and this positive ion make it a cation. So sodium is a cation, while the chloride here is representing with a negative charge on it. So it is a negative ion, and this negative ion makes it an anion. So the salts are formed by the positive and the negative ions, which are called cations and anions. A cation is metallic ion which is derived from a base. So here you can see this is a base, and this metallic ion, that is the sodium ion cation, is actually derived from its Na, that is the base का जो आपका N है वो metal है. So it is a metallic ion and it is derived or taken from the base NaOH. What is this metallic ion or this part of the cation called? Another name, it is also called the basic radical. Basic radical. Why it is called a basic radical? Because it is derived from the metallic ion or from a base, metallic ion of a base. While on the other hand, the anion part of a salt, that which is actually here the chloride ion. So anion is derived from an acid. So hydrochloric acid is an acid. Therefore, anion part is also called acid radical. Acid radical. So another terminology of cation is basic radical, while anion part of salt is called acid radical because they are derived respectively from the base as well as an acid. Now the next topic is related to the acids and their salts. So in this case we are going to give the neutralization reaction of acid with base, and from the base we will take metals. For example, starting from sodium hydroxide, which is a base. So which metal we are going to take from the sodium hydroxide? It is metal sodium. So sodium is metal and the base is sodium hydroxide. So with the help of this base we are combined or we will make our salt. So in this case the acid which we are going to take is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, and the formula of hydrochloric acid is HCl. So by combining these two substances together, the salt which is formed is called the sodium chloride. And the formula of sodium chloride is the combination of this metal Na along with Cl, which is an anion. So sodium is cation, which is a basic radical, and the chloride here is an anion, which is acidic radical. Acid radical it is also called. So sodium chloride, a salt is formed. Another example is related to a metal, potassium. So it is taken from the base potassium hydroxide. It is also a cation, that is a basic radical. This time I am changing the acid for this reaction. So it is nitric acid having formula HNO3. So from this we will take the anion part, that is the negative ion, and the positive ion is potassium. So the resulting salt is potassium. So nitric acid will become nitrate. As you can see, hydrochloric acid becomes the chloride. So potassium nitrate having formula K from this metal, and the remaining anion is NO3. So KNO3 will be formed as a salt. Third example we have is related to zinc, which is also a cation. So for this purpose we can take a base, zinc hydroxide. So acid in this case will be the sulfuric acid, or you can take any other acid as well. So formula of sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Again we will do the same thing. First we will take the metal from here. It is zinc. So basic radical is zinc. Basic radical, that is the metallic ion, is zinc. From this part, that is from acid part, we are going to take the negative ion, and it is SO4, and SO4 is called sulfate. So the salt will become zinc sulfate having formula ZnSO4. So it is very easy to make your salt from base and acid. Another example is calcium, Ca. Again a metallic ion. Clear? So calcium hydroxide is the main base from which it is taken. So this metallic ion is taken from the calcium hydroxide. And here another acid will be used, phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid. Formula of phosphoric acid is H3PO4, in which the PO4 is the negative ion or anion. So we are going to take first metal, calcium, to make our salt, and phosphate from acid. So it will become calcium phosphate, having formula Ca3PO4 taken twice, because PO4 has 3 negative charges on it, while the calcium has 2 positive. So exchange their valencies, we will get Ca3PO4 taken twice. The next example is taken from, we can write here, silver hydroxide. You can write silver hydroxide. So simply you can write silver hydroxide, because the valency of silver is +1 and hydroxide is -1. So here the metallic ion will become silver, Ag. Symbol of silver is Ag. And the acid which we are going to take is acetic acid. Formula of acetic acid is CH3COOH. And the resulting salt is, starting from silver metal, Ag, or I can also write first with the starting from acetate ion here. So what is the acetate ion here? Silver acetate. We can also write silver acetate. Acetic acid become acetate. And the formula of silver acetate can be written in this form: CH3COO, that is double O, and Ag in the end. You can also write, or you can write AgCH3COO. You can also write in this way. Both ways are correct. So these are some of the salts which are formed from their metallic ion as well as the negative ion or the acid radicals, and that is taken from acid. Now the last topic of today's lesson is related to the characteristics of salts, यानी salts की कुछ general properties जैसे कि आपने acids और bases में भी पढ़ी थी. So starting from the first property of the salt, that salts are ionic compounds. Salts are ionic compounds. What are ionic compounds? Those compounds which are made up of positive and negative ions, they are called ionic compounds, and mostly the salts are present or found in crystalline form. What is the meaning of crystalline? Crystalline means that they are present in different geometrical shape. What is the meaning of crystalline? Which have some shape, definite shape. Because meaning of crystal is a solid which has some specific shape, definite shape. So ionic compounds ऐसे compounds होते हैं जो कि आयन से मिलकर बनते हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल सोडियम क्लोराइड एक आयनिक कंपाउंड है, एक सॉल्ट है. इट इज़ कंपोज्ड ऑफ द पॉजिटिव चार्ज, पॉजिटिव आयन एंड द नेगेटिव आयन. नॉट ओनली दिस बट दे आर फाउंड इन क्रिस्टलाइन फॉर्म. अगर हम एक क्रिस्टल जो है वो सोडियम क्लोराइड का ऑब्जर्व करें, सो इट हैज़ सम ज्योमेट्रिकल शेप, इट हैज़ सम ज्योमेट्री. एंड व्हाट इज़ दिस शेप अबाउट? इसकी शेप कैसी होगी? इट इज़ समवॉट क्यूब लाइक इन शेप. इसकी शेप होगी क्यूब की तरह. सो क्यूब शेप crystals of sodium chloride indicate that it actually present in the form of crystalline form. The second property of salts are related to their physical property, and their physical property is related to the melting and the boiling point. So salts have very high boiling and melting point. You can also write they have high melting and boiling points. इनके मेल्ट करने के लिए और इनको बॉयल करने के लिए जो टेम्परेचर दरकार होता है, टेम्परेचर की ज़रूरत होती है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. यानी ये एक आसानी से टूटने वाले जो हैं वो सब्सटेंसेस नहीं होते. So for this purpose I am taking here an example of sodium chloride. Once again, sodium chloride has formula NaCl and its melting point, that is, what is the melting point, melting temperature of sodium chloride at which it melts, is about 800 degrees Celsius, while the boiling point of sodium chloride at which it boils, or boiling temperature, is about 1413 degree Celsius, that is 1413 degree Celsius. So as ionic compounds are made up of positive as well as negative ions, so there exist strong electrostatic forces of attraction between oppositely charged ions. So a great amount of energy is required to break these forces. That's why they have high melting and boiling points. Third property of salts is this, that they basically contain the water of crystallization. So most of the water is present in salts, and this amount of water which is present in them in salts are called water of crystallization. So this property is related to the water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. अब कुछ ज़्यादातर हम बात करेंगे कि बहुत ज़्यादा जो सॉल्ट्स होते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा जो इस वक्त सॉल्ट दुनिया में पाए जाते हैं, उनमें कुछ मिकदार में पानी भी मौजूद होता है जो कि क्रिस्टलाइज फॉर्म में होता है, सॉलिड शेप में होता है. यानी उसकी एग्जिस्टेंस ऐसी होती है कि वो हमें लिक्विड में सॉल्ट के अंदर नज़र नहीं आता. सो दिस इज़ कॉल्ड द वाटर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइजेशन. And this water of crystallization in salt is responsible for providing shape to the crystals. Shape of the crystals. Yani, as you know that the salts are available in the form of different crystals, different shapes. So the shape of the crystals basically related to this water of crystallization. That's why we are giving the name और कॉलिंग इट वाटर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइजेशन, क्योंकि इसी वाटर की मौजूदगी से सॉल्ट्स की एक मखसूस शेप होती है, वो एक क्रिस्टल की शक्ल में पाया जाता है. सो द नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ वाटर आर स्पेसिफिक फॉर ईच सॉल्ट. और हर सॉल्ट के अंदर जो पानी के मॉलिक्यूल्स की जो तादाद होती है वो मखसूस होती है. यानी हर सॉल्ट की अपनी अपनी एक मखसूस तादाद में वाटर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइजेशन होती हैं, जिसकी वजह से उसकी प्रॉपर एक शेप सामने आती है. एंड दे आर रिटन विद द केमिकल फार्मूला ऑफ सॉल्ट. तो हमारी आसानी के लिए हम ये देख सकते हैं कि क्या है, कि एग्जांपल हम नोट कर लेते हैं यहाँ पर. सो एग्जांपल ऑफ सम ऑफ द सॉल्ट्स आर इन विच द वाटर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइजेशन इज़ प्रेजेंट, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट वन, कॉपर सल्फेट. ये हमारा एक सॉल्ट है, कॉपर सल्फेट. Now copper sulfate is having formula CuSO4 along with 5 water of crystallization. 5 molecules of water are present in this formula. So this part of formula indicate water of crystallization. Water of crystallization, which indicate that water of crystallization present in any salt is responsible for providing or giving shape to the crystal. So water of crystallization को हमने यहाँ पर formula में इसलिए रखा that it represents, basically it is present in the chemical formula of salt to represent that every salt has a specific number of molecules. And in case of copper sulfate CuSO4, the number of water molecules present in it are 5 water molecules. The second example of salt in which the water of crystallization are present is calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate. And the formula of this salt along with the water crystallization is calcium CaSO4 sulfate, and the water of crystallization are 2 water molecules. So this will become the water of crystallization having 2 molecules of water. So this is the third property. Now the fourth property of the salt, that salts are neutral compounds. Neutral compounds. So there are many reasons that why salts are neutral compounds. The first reason which we know, that pH of salt is always 7. So this is the most important thing. And the less than this pH, the nature of the compound will be acidic, and more than this pH, that is 7, the nature will become alkaline or acidic. So salts are neutral compound because their pH is equals to 7. So although they do not compose of equal number of positive and negative ions, but they have equal number of positive and negative charges on them. For example, again sodium chloride, NaCl, having +1 and -1. So these charges are present on it. In the similar manner, we can take example from the copper sulfate, CuSO4. Even they do not contain equal number of positive and negative ions, but they have equal number of positive and negative charges. So we are talking about here the charges. So ions, number of ions here in the case of copper, 1, sulfate in the form of radical, different numbers. But what about the charges? So I am writing here the charge 2 plus and 2 negative. Same is the case with the calcium sulfate, 2 plus and sulfate 2 negative. And there are many other salts as well which contain the equal number of positive and negative charges on them. So this is the end of today's lesson about the introduction of salt with definition, formation, and in the last we have discussed the characteristics of salt. Thank you, class.